The genuineness of the leather is just beyond anything I've experienced. This leather is much premium quality than I have in my apartment combined. The headliner is just plush leather. It's so soft. Everything you touch, it feels like what it should sound like and what it should look like. You know what I mean? There's metal here, metal anywhere it's supposed to be plastic is metal. That's cool. That is badass. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I am presenting to you guys a 2017 Bentley GT Continental Speed. Color has the onyx, black onyx. That's how it's spec'd out on the sheet when it was brand new. And I want to go around the exterior, the interior, overall driving dynamics. It's about the engine, storage space, interior, build quality, and how it has lasted over the past 3 years, going to 4 years, actually over 4 years, going to 5 years now. And we're gonna start right here with this wheels right here. This is the 21-inch rims. This is from the factory. This one has had a little bit of work done to it to up the value of the car. So this one has some painted brake calipers. It looks like they came that way, but it looks like it's been third-party painted. They're kind of dusty right now. If you guys are familiar with the Audi Volkswagen group, most of the cars, sports cars, luxury high performance cars, they have a lot of brake dust. So out here is a 21-inch rims from the factory, 21-inch rims all around to all four corners, and it's pretty comfortable. More on that later down in the video, but I do like the accent, how the B in the middle is like, you know, a little white contrast with the onyx black paint exterior. So and on the right side over here you have your speed, so you don't forget you're in your Bentley Continental GT Speed. Some chrome accents over here on the side. This is functional. I am happy to report that. It's tiny, but it's functional. You gotta extract heat somehow from that W12 twin turbocharged V12. You see in detail, the paint has some pearl effect metallic, some gold flakes in there. It's pretty nice. And moving along to the over here, you have chrome. It's actual metal, and it just offsets the car, sets it off nicely, and it's exquisite. It's just in a class of its own. And you go along the door, this hard edged line on the door, continues all the way through, follows through to the fenders. A little bit of flare going on over there. And you have your door handles, keyless entry, of course, and manual way of open the door in case the battery dies. I love the silhouette back view of this this coupe. It's very sophisticated and yet classy. It just fits with current modern designs, and you can say it's timeless. Again, back on the wheels, 21-inch in the rims at the rear as well, wrapped around some Yokohama tires. You have some good thread left on it. So this particular vehicle is used, and it has currently 30,000 miles on the clock and going, but it is aged very well, and I'll show you guys the interior when I get there. More chrome work in the back, all around the bumper. Personally, I don't like chrome on cars, but I can say, without disagreeing with me, chrome works very well on this particular model or vehicle. It's just used in the right areas, like around over here on the tail lights. It's chrome metal piece around that, and that just ties the whole look together with the Bentley badge in the middle, and you have your oval exhaust tips in the back, and you can hear the car rumble with that W12. And I'll tell you a little secret later on why it's named the W12. Pretty cool history, fun facts coming ahead. And here you can see your parking sensors in the back. to Audi Plano. My favorite piece or angle of this car is from this view. And just to tie it all together, I love the front. Just driving on the highway, imagine this, and this headlights or front end is in your rearview mirror. You know this car is not a sleeper. Well, it is a sleeper, but it's just sophisticated, and it just screams luxury just by looking at it in your rearview mirror. Overall, it seems this car is just designed so simple. All right, excuse me guys, I had to wait because planes are taking up behind me. Overall, the front end just ties it all together. You can see the line right here that goes straight from the bumper to the grill, all the way on the hood, all the way down. Again, subtle, but it works. And then there's some lines over here. It just makes this car has a command presence that it demands your attention without, you know, being loud or obnoxiously, you know, loud, making fast tires squealing, you know, aggression. It's just subtle, it's just there, and you just want to just approach it and just admire it. You have your Bentley signature headlights. I believe this is the same design they have integrated into the 2020 outgoing Bentley trucks or Bentley SUVs, where the bumper literally is, you know, around the headlights, as opposed to a conventional one huge light. It just works together and it's different. If you notice this little guy right here, it's also covered in chrome. It's actual metal. This is your headlight washer. Sprays water on the headlight, jets of water to clean it out. If you're in the Volkswagen Audi group, they all have these, you know, feature. And the Bentley logo up front. All right, the best part y'all been waiting for, the interior of this 2017 Bentley Continental GT Speed. And before I get inside, just take a little sneak peek real quick. Soft closing doors. Watch this. Exquisite. That is awesome. Excuse the chime, the car is on. It is hot out here in Texas when it's fall. Anyways, moving on. The genuineness of the leather is just beyond anything I've experienced. This leather is much premium quality than I have in my apartment combined. Hardwood over here, glossed, and it's just done right. It looks like there's been a curing process in the leather as well. You know, if you're paying over $250,000 in the car, you're damn be sure this leather has been processed, cured, has gone through all the phases. You know, not like your typical Audis. You know, Audi is a luxury in its own. You can just put a leather in the car, actual natural leather, but this has actually gone through a process, you can tell. And it's held its own pretty well over the past 4.5 years, going to 5. Some AC vents over here. Again, all this brushed metal work you see is actual metal, as you would expect in the Bentley. Now we're inside the Bentley Continental GT Speed. The headliner is just plush leather. It's so soft. Everything you touch, it feels like what it should sound like and what it should look like. You know what I mean? There's metal here. Metal anywhere it's supposed to be plastic is metal. I'm sure if you want to be, you know, splitting in hairs, you're gonna find something that's just plastic. Like over here, you know, where you put the key, that's plastic. It could have been metal, but you can forgive Bentley for doing that. Even over here in the mirror where you look at yourself, it's actual metal. Who does that? If you guys aren't familiar with Bentley and Volkswagen Group, Volkswagen owns Bentley as well as Lamborghinis. You know, they just own a lot of cars, and for a car to come from that group of that big umbrella, you can tell it's different. It's built differently. It's built with sophistication, and it's a timeless piece. if you're new to Volkswagen or just Bentley in general, Bentley luxury vehicles, you would think this car is from, from like the 80s, like from the good old days. And the inside matches the outside, meaning the outside is just classy and timeless, but yet it's so sophisticated it matches the interior of current times. Now it's 2021, 2017, this is still okay. There are a few knocks in here I'm going to talk into about the, like the infotainment system, the radio. That's dated. My 2000 Volkswagen had more features than this. No shots fired there. But I'm going to go right here in the dashboard because that's what we're looking at right now. Your air vents is actual metal, and just the quality. My doorknob in my apartment is more, this has more quality than the doorknob in my apartment. The way it looks, it's just awesome. And you have more gloss wood over here. No, it has some on the side doors over here on the dash, so you would expect it would be a flow. For example, I love the gauge cluster. Simple, easy, big fonts. Your grandma can drive this car without using our reading glasses, because you can see the gauges is so big. Speedo, your tacho on the left, speedo on the right. It's in revs to about 6,500 RPMs. 7,000 is the max on here. So one thing about the W12 engines from Volkswagens, they don't like to rev that very high compared to like your Ferraris and like the V12, the big daddies of V12 Lamborghinis. This is more like a wallowy, chilled, laid back V12 or W12. It has power, but it's relaxed. It has a relaxed way, sedated way of getting there. It just warms you up. Like I said earlier, 30,000 miles on the clock, and it's a 2017. So this car has been driven, not babied, it has actually been driven. And to little side note, earlier I said it was noisy outside because you have airplanes. It's a private local airport over there, literally like 2,000 feet from the runway, and it was loud, but inside it's so quiet. This glass is very ultra quiet as far as noise pollution, keeps the cabin quiet for a much more surreal experience in the cabin of this 2017 Bentley. I move along to the center console over here. You have more wood, knock on wood, actual wood as a matter of fact. Again, the air vents, I have to use some pressure to actually move the vents side to side. It's mind-blowing. For you guys who love watches. And then this right here, this controls the vents, the AC vents, and you can see in the back side, in the reflection, the knurling on there. It's sophisticated. It looks so simple, but the detail, attention to detail, is mind-blowing. Now, onto the drawback of this car. You have your instrument gauge cluster, your multimedia functions, your radio. This volume or power volume reminds me of my Volkswagen, how it's funny how this power symbol turns as the increase the volume or decrease the volume of the radio. It's just funny. Like now it's upside down. So this right here is very dated. Extras. The touch sensitivity is laggy. It's insane. The speed, like for 2017, But who am I to judge? This is not one of Bentley's strong suit. Into the map real quick. Let's mute the audio before we get copyright strike. Now, when you turn this off, this shows you the time. It's very simple, dated center console or infotainment system. Can't really blame me for that. If you want radio, it's got radio, satellite radio, navigation, Bluetooth. Not the best out there, but when you buy a Bentley, I get it. You want that best of the best. It's not Audi. Well, Bentley has its own, flaws, but overall, Bentley as a whole, their art of design is in the build quality of the cars, from the outside to the interior. This right here is all leather, and you have the coffee or cafe or coffee stitching, contrast stitching to match the interior. And this is done nicely. Moving along to the climate control zones. You have 2 climate control zones here. One for the driver and passenger, obviously. Typical climate control zone you're gonna find in your Volkswagens. Now to the shifter. It's an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. And you have paddle shifters, which are actual metal. You hear it. Make nice clicking noises whenever you want to go fast in sport mode. We're gonna explore that down the road in the video. And to shift to park or to drive, obviously foot on the left brake. You have your metal slash aluminum pedals, and you push the B and you go to drive. And it's nice, just rumble, that WE12. And your mirror controls over here in the middle, electronic parking brake, your heated and cooled seats. This is for your suspension control, and I believe this is for your ride quality. So this is for this guy controls your rear wing or your spoiler. Again, because the GT speed, look at that mirror. So I'm gonna show you guys right here. If I can get my head out of the way, just push it down. That's cool. That is badass. If you're a stoplight, you're going 70, that's up, cops know you're speeding. And this is to adjust the ride height. The pixels of this is just like so dated. Normal. I put it on high. Can you hear that? It just went up. Feel the car going down. This is pretty cool. Like, it's not the best, most sophisticated system out there, but it just works, and I love it. And then armrest. I love how it's a split in the middle for your passenger, driver. You know, you want this up and then want this down. Pretty self-explanatory there. Now onto the steering wheel. Yes, I love flat bottom steering wheel, but you're in a Bentley, and this suits the condition of the car. This suits its needs. The round steering wheel is not my best feature of this car, but it's covered in wood. That's the ultra luxury of it. It's nice. Actual wood, genuine leather. Again, Bentley badge in the middle right here with your airbag. The knurling on the adaptive cruise control. That's the graphics. It cracks me up. And there's not a lot to work with here. This car is just for luxury, getting to point A to point B, as opposed to like your Audi's virtual cockpit that shows you all those features. I mean, that would be nice, but for 2017, this is what Bentley had back then. I mean, Audi's already had virtual cockpit back then in 2017, even 2016, but Bentley's still catching on in that aspect. But you can forgive them for that. I'm gonna show you guys the seat, the back seat, the engine bay, and we're gonna go on a test drive. More controls for your seat controls. You have 3 adjustable memory seat settings, and diamond quilted, diamond stitch leather, 2-tone. Just the quality of the leather, it's insane. And speed on the top. Leather everywhere. You can think it should be covered in leather. Even for your knee airbags, it's covered with leather or in leather. This right here is covered in leather. This only part is not covered in leather is this portion right here. But you're never gonna see that when you're driving this car. Your seatbelt harness covered in leather. All right, let's look at the back seat. You wanna get in, you gotta push this with an arrow. You pull and get access to the back seat. The level of detail on the back seat of this car is bar to none compared to the whole entire design of any other car on the market. I just love how the back passengers have their own cubby. Storage space right here, cup holders, power outlet, 2 vents for the back passengers so they don't suffocate. And this guy right here controls the back little window, little guy right there. Some storage here. Oh, your armrest. Again, the speed in the back on the headrest, very nice, nicely done. All right, guys, the test right here. Let's see if we can open this with one hand. And it's hot. Sheesh. All right, so now we are in the engine bay. This right here is a 6-liter W12 twin turbocharged W12. I want to say V12, but the W12. One thing that this engine was really good at is being compact. This bay could fit a 4-liter bi-turbo V8, but it's a 12-cylinder W12. Again, more on that later down the video of why it's W12, and how the engine has just transpired and across all Volkswagen categories. And Bentley can utilize that to, you know, have a good solid on a platform that makes more power and can fit in a car, in a coupe. The build quality over here is just bar to none. There's no room to put your finger over there. You can't do things on your own on this car. If you get to forget twin turbo, Bentley, and that's all you get. Windshield washer fluid right there in the bottles in the back, as always in every Audi Volkswagen group. And double hoop strut. And you have filters right here on both ends. Let me show you guys the trunk, and we're gonna go on a test drive. Nice. Again, I'm sorry if you hear the plane in the background, guys. I'm doing my best. Pull this opposite way. So the trunk of this car is power assisted, and I could live in here. The level of, like, it's so soft. I mean, not the softest, but like I could literally, this has more carpet feel than my apartment. 12-volt power outlet to the left over here, and the light in here in the trunk. Overall, the capacity is decent. You can fit like 4 luggage size suitcase in here. You know, it was really counting when you're, and maybe golf clubs as well. Again, like I said, power adjusted. Just close it, and it says boot for all you Americans out there. And here we have again the ducklet spoiler that comes up at certain speeds, which is pretty dope. I thought it was on the end right here. I mean, it kind of looks funny though. Actually, I take it back. It looks sick. Overall, this car has been kept in good condition over the years, and yeah, I can see it's shown its age. It's been driven 30,000 miles, so you can expect some wear and tear. So whoever owned this car previously loved driving this car, or maybe it could have been a rental, who knows. But this car has seen good days, not in a bad way, but it's been driven and it's been maintained regularly as it should. Now I want to mess around with the suspension settings for this test drive. I love how there's a slider over here, and you can just put that to sport. I'll put a sport to maximum, and this should adjust appropriately as far as the ride height, dampening controls, and whatnot. And that's the only thing that I've seen so far in regards to this push car. Turn this on first. So go to car, and this shows you your tire pressure on both sides, tire info, tire type. You go like system setup. All right, vehicle settings, wiper service position. That's pretty cool. Spec'd out, brand new, estimated about $257,000. Pretty pricey for a Bentley. Well, not for a Bentley, for a car. I've showed you what you get for your money, the exterior, interior. Now, the determining factor is how it drives. I'm in the sportiest setting so far. Remember earlier when I put the spoiler in its on position or aggressive position? Now it just went down when I started driving. I do believe when you go at certain speeds, all these cars that has the automatic, spoiler that comes up at certain speeds, this would do that as well. Maybe 60, 65, 70 miles an hour. And don't do it on the interstate and pass the cop because he's gonna know you're speeding if he knows what he's looking at. Overall, the sound quality in here, this window is double laminated for sound reduction. Helps, preserve cabin ambience, cabin pressure, sound overall, and just the quality of how it just isolates you from the exterior world, but yet connects you in a way just by how you drive the car. It's mind-blowing. Up front, you have the W12. I want to say V12 because it's just so conventional to say V12, but W12 12-cylinder engine, twin turbocharged from Bentley. And why is it W12? So if you guys are familiar with Volkswagen, they designed their W12 from earlier on. I believe one of the Passat had it, like in 2004, 2005, Passat W12. So this came from the VR engine. All my Jetta fanboys out there, Volkswagen's VR6. Very nice engine, and that car made power, but the way the cylinders are just aligned, the banks of the cylinders, they're rearranged in a certain way, like they cross, and like a pattern. It's not like a regular V6, how just like at the V, it's like evenly, distributed as far as cylinders go. The W or VR engine is like one cylinder over here, and the next cylinder will be like over here, like diagonal, as opposed to like horizontally arranged or stacked. Now it gets more complicated. The W12, as you can obviously say, as the name implies, the W, you have two VR6's engines mated together at the crank, and that's a W12. Hindsight, a best example is a Bugatti Veyron. That takes it a level above, dialed it to 11. That's a W16 16-cylinder engine with quad turbos. That's just madness. So it's so complex in how it's sophisticated, but it puts power down. Dial it back down to everyday people, well, Bentley, not everyday people, but to the general consumer, a W12, twin turbocharged, this car puts out over 600 horsepower, about 630 to be precise, and around 600 pound-feet of torque. So power to torque doesn't match, but one thing about this 12-cylinder engines in general, they have a lot of low-end torque. It's insane. And miles per gallon, we are getting around 12 city and 21 on the highway. That's just driving conservatively. You're just driving, wallowing your way through the city streets. But when you're in this car, luxury, you're allowed to. And this car will reward you for driving slow. Not reward you as far as miles per gallon is concerned, meaning reward you as far as luxury. You barely hear any road noise. You're riding on 21-inch rims that is bigger than all cars on the road today. I'm gonna go in sport mode. Alright, the transmission is not the best shitting out there, but it's able to put the power down when it needs to. 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds in that area. My 2018 S3 goes 60 in 4.5 seconds or less, depending on the driver and the weight, but for a big heavy vehicle pushing almost 2 tons, over 2 tons, it moves. So what is my general thoughts and conclusion about this car? For 2017, Bentley has done something where in that year and ongoing, and what they've been doing is what they pride themselves with is ultra luxury. Quality of materials, hours and hours of just assembling a car, you know, hand stitching the leather, the dashboard. You can see it's not perfect because it's hand stitched. That's what this, in their perfection, their craft, the craftsmanship, it's all there for 2017, or just in Bentley in general, and everything ties well together. This car is a timepiece. It's like timeless, you know, like a nice Rolex, or, you know, Richard Mille, if you want to put him on a go that route. It just works so well, and it's gonna age well. It's gonna be like a collector's car eventually, you know, when we all go full electronic or EV vehicles in 2035, and everyone starts making, you know, gas-powered vehicles. These things will be like a steal or something, or have one in your museum and drive like once a month, if it ever comes to that. Hope not. So I've told you guys my overall thoughts. The car drives great, considering over 30,000 miles on the clock. One thing, if you're in the market for a car like this, especially a used pre-owned, certified pre-owned car, whatever you want to call it, at this mileage, you might be worried about warranty. I'm not an expert in that, but you know, some manufacturers might offer an extended warranty. Maybe the warranty transfers for different owners, who knows. But I can see this car aging well and holding its build and, you know, quality and lasting longer, as opposed to you replacing parts here and there. Yeah, things are prone to break. It's a car by the end of the day, you know, wheels and curb wheels, whatever. But from now, this car can make it easily to $100,000, 100,000 miles. As far as you maintain the car, do its regular oil changes, take it to the dealership, service it properly, and patience, and just drive as this car is meant to be driven, fast, slow, however you want to do it. And the brake is still good. The brake feel kind of spongy a little bit. I wish there's more initial bite feel to it, but it's not there. The throttle response is responsive, or more responsive, excuse me. The suspension is nice. I'm in sport mode, and comfort settings is like it's just driving on a pillow. It makes no sense. It's so comfortable. My visibility is great. Sound is not even present. This Nissan Versa just passed me. It felt like the Force. Like, it just felt like you know, a car's passing me, but I couldn't hear it because it's so quiet in this cabin. My front visibility is great. Rear visibility is kind of narrow, like short stack, so to speak. You can still see from outside though. Side, left and right, driver and passenger, decent. Huge mirrors. They look like the mirrors from a C7 RS7. It could be, I don't know. They look like mirrors from an Audi. Hey, they sure both like an Audi, so I wouldn't be surprised. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, what kind of cars you want to see me review and upload in the future. And I do enjoy this diversity I'm having in my channel now. Yeah, I'm driving used cars, but a car by the end of the day is still a car, new or used. Comment down below also what you thought about this video. Leave a like, just annihilate the like button just because, and share this video and subscribe, bell icon. There you go. I just hit you guys all those in all at once. I had fun driving this car, and I'm just extra cautious. I mean, I'm doing it's more expensive cars than this, you know, but this one's a big car. It's not just a sedan with just 2 doors, so I have to watch corners here and there. But I'm relaxed driving with this car. It's very quiet. It just sedates you in a way. It's like you don't feel like you're in the car, but you're driving the car and you're going, you know, slow and nice. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Again, thank you so much for tuning today in today's video. Sorry again, it's been 2 weeks since I last uploaded a video, and it's just live. I'm just, you know, one day at a time. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next upload. Peace out and stay driven.